What is something they said on a first date that immediately prevented a second? I'm posting everything we say on Instagram, and I'm getting suggestions on what to ask you from my followers. Went to the toilet and left. Don't call me. My husband checks my phone. She called her ex-boyfriend cheap because he would only take her out to eat 2-3 times per week and cook the other days. We had a great time at bar 1 and proceeded to bar 2. Immediately arriving at bar 2, music was playing and people were dancing. She started making fun of a woman just dancing, enjoying herself. She even got other people's attention around us and pointed at the dancing lady. I skipped out when she wasn't looking. I had a dude do nothing but monologue about his ex the entire date. He kept repeating the same, but I'm totally over her line. It got so bad he even started showing me pictures in her social media showing me that she was dating someone new now. I kinda just realized this dude needed someone to talk to in that moment, and I really had nothing better going on, so fuck it. Speak your truth, man. The date was 2.5 each long. He was going on about a boys' trip he took with his old college buddies, and I started tuning out. Then he said, and my friend, Rob, was like, wait until these bitches figure out we're not choking them because they like it, ha 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 ha. It took me way too long to fully comprehend what he was saying. Like, dude, you're telling me you hate women, or your friend does, and it amuses you on our first date. Are you aware I am in possession of a vagina? That was the end of that. I cycle through my friend groups about once every 3 weeks when they get boring. Okay, cool. Ha. So you'll bring in a new filly when you're bored of me. I don't want to be in a relationship with a cripple. I wear an ankle support, which you would never know unless I showed you. I don't wear shorts as I'm a bit insecure about it. The only reason she found out was I loosened it off while we were sitting at the table, as having it tightened up for long periods of time makes my ankle ache. We went to a club where there were lots of dancing. There was a woman there who was clearly trashed and blacked out on the dance floor. I don't know how she was still standing upright, as she looked like she shouldn't be. I said to my date, I was 30. That I wanted to find her friends and make sure she got home safe, and that made me sad and worried for her. And my date said, well, most girls have fantasies about being raped, so she probably would like it. Needless to say, I rejected his offer to stay over that night and brave the NIC subway at 2 a.m. instead. There was no second date. As I exited my car in the parking lot to meet up for dinner, you lied. You said you were 5'8". You are at least 5'10" in heels. Do you not see how embarrassing this is for me? I immediately got back in my car and drove away. We hadn't even greeted each other yet. He just angrily screamed this at me from 20 feet away. He is 5'10". I had no problem with him being 5'10", but apparently he does. It was a weird interaction. He told me he didn't feel comfortable that I was pursuing a doctorate because he didn't like women who thought they were smarter than he was. Poor people shouldn't get any help. They should just stop being poor. I can't believe I went on a date with an actual meme. I told him I don't drink due to substance abuse issues. In the past, he suggested we go back to his place and do shots. Within seconds of my arrival, he mentioned that he needed the medical examiner to hurry up and release his wife's death certificate because he needed the insurance money for a business he was starting. She drowned in the bathtub while drunk. His first wife allegedly died in an accidental fall. The major airline he flies for has a serial killer in its ranks. I still live with my ex. I'm out. Had a date with a guy who interrupted me several times and then told me I just really love interrupting you because you make this word face when I do. I ended the date about 5 minutes later. Edit, I did mean weird, not word. 25. Girl I went on a date with. I work 2 days a week, and it's draining. Normal 8-hour days, mind you. I just work to pay the minimum on my debt. I live with my parents otherwise, but they want me to find someone so I can move out. She had zero ambition to do anything besides get a boyfriend to take care of her. Bro yelled at our Uber driver for being a couple minutes late. I was mortified to be on a date with someone who treats service workers like shit. You're not black enough for me. When my date told me this, I excused myself to the bathroom and dipped out the side door of the restaurant, leaving her with the check. Not on the date, but after I had gotten home. He kept texting me, begging to come over, and kept saying it as one word, come over, which annoyed the crap out of me. Come on, let me come over. Can I come over? Non-stop. I barely knew the guy. I'm not inviting him to my house, and the fact that he was so insistent about it was unsettling. The date itself was decent too, but this really creeped me out and annoyed me. I stopped talking to him, and he got upset and said he didn't even like me. He liked my ass. I was a suspect in the murder of my third wife. They never caught her murderer. It was then that I realized he had positioned himself so that the exit was behind him and the bathroom was behind me. I.e., I could not excuse myself to the bathroom and then make a run for it. I sat through the rest of the date and made sure I got safely home, then ghosted him. Only time I've ever ghosted anyone. This guy took me to his house and walked me through it, explaining that everything was mine, I could do anything I wanted, and he could provide it all. Have you ever gotten with a black person? No. Good. I wasn't sure if you were tainted. I once had someone tell me they're uncomfortable with me, telling my best friend that I'm meeting them, and she has my live location. So, they were pissed I was careful after I had some seriously bad experiences. And then they said, why would you tell me you experienced X and Y? Next time you meet someone, don't do that. Okay, diakatspai. I think I love you. I went on a date with a guy and brought him to an Italian restaurant I really liked. It was a family-owned operation, and while not the most presentable, the food was amazing. Upon sitting down, he remarks, "Piff, salt and pepper in shakers." Where are we? Waffle House. Basically insinuating that this place was trash based on this. I know it's a tiny thing, but I just couldn't shake it that he would make such a comment after I said how much I liked the place. This is me telling on myself. I don't date much, but my first time meeting a girl, we were hitting a lull in the conversation. For some reason, I tried to fill the lull with a discussion about what she wanted her wedding to be like. Maybe a little too soon for that discussion.